Hey guys, so today I have this look featuring the Modern Minerals products that were included in this month's Beauty Heroes box. It was the first Beauty Heroes box that contained an entire line of makeup, and it's from one of my favorite companies. You'll have already seen my review of the box from Wednesday, but I did want to go ahead and show you guys a lot of the Modern Minerals products like in action. I'm doing my foundation and blush and eyeshadows and pretty much everything on my face except for like mascara and concealer is Modern Minerals. So I really love the Modern Minerals line of makeup, and I think it's really great quality. It feels really good on the skin. The ingredients are really great, especially the infused products like the eyeshadows and the lip glosses. They all smell really amazing, so they're just so much fun to put on as well. So I hope you enjoyed sort of like the look I put together. It's sort of like a pinky medium smoky. I have no idea. I don't know. I just sort of do what I like. I'm using 3 different shades of the infused eyeshadows, one being the one that was included in the Beauty Heroes box, along with the fabulous highlight that was also included in the Beauty Heroes box. Like, I'm totally in love with this highlight, and I don't typically like cream products, and I think this one is fabulous. So I hope you enjoy the makeup look that I've put together for you guys, and please keep watching to see how I put this look all together. So I'm going to start with the Modern Minerals foundation in the shade Medium Almond. I really love the Modern Minerals foundation. They have a really large selection of color ranges for lots of different undertones. The Almond, I believe, is their sort of more neutral undertone line. There's also, I think there's 4 or 5 others depending on what your undertones are, whether you're pink or more warm or olive. They have undertones for just about anybody. I think they have 22 different foundation shades. And I love this because it's very minimal ingredients, and I also like to use it with the Modern Minerals foundation brush. So it's sort of like a stippling-ish style brush, I guess, but I think it works really well with the foundation. And it provides really great coverage. It looks really natural and it feels really great on the skin. So here you can see one side versus the other. I just did this so you can just sort of see that it does a good job of evening out skin tone. Like, obviously if you have any like really dark spots, you'll want to put concealer on first if you really care about that kind of thing. Mine is sort of like in the healing phase, so I'm not even gonna like bother with this right now. But you can see it evens out skin tone and color. There's a lot less redness and sort of like discoloration. I mean, it's not full coverage by any means, but if you really prefer sort of like a lightweight, like maybe light medium, which you can make it full if you build it up a little bit more. I think I prefer it sort of like this finish, where it still sort of looks like you can still see my skin through it, even some of my imperfections, but it does look really natural and just does a really good job evening out skin tone. So I really like this foundation. Here's the side without and the side with, so you can see, at least in this area. So there's the full face of foundation. You can see it does a really good job evening out skin tone. You can see that this got corrected down here. I mean, not my dark circles or anything, but just like this discoloration I have on my cheek. So I really like the finish. It feels really nice. It's made with really clean ingredients. I just really love this foundation. So I'm still going to do a little bit extra color correcting underneath my eyes with the Everyday Minerals Sunlight Color Corrector. Modern Minerals doesn't have any concealers specifically, but you could probably use the foundation and just build it up underneath your eyes if you prefer like a more flesh colored concealer look. I prefer a more brightening look, so I do use, it's like a yellow powder underneath my eyes to help sort of like brighten up the darkness that's under there. But the foundation would also really work well as a concealer. So then I'm going to take the Modern Minerals finishing powder in Sunrise. They have two different finishing powders. Sunrise, which is a finishing glow powder, which is more of like a flesh color, and then they have Tea Rose, which is, if you can tell, sort of more of like a pinky finishing powder. I sort of like to interchange both. The Sunrise one I'm going to use today because I am going to use lots of pink in other areas of my skin, so I didn't want to go too pink on the finishing powder. And you can skip this step entirely if you don't like to use finishing powders or setting powders or anything like that. Even using powder foundation, I really like to use finishing powders and setting powders. That's just what I really like. I think it gives the skin a much softer look, and it sort of helps with concealing pores a little bit too. So there's the finishing powder on top of the foundation. So unlike any other time I do my makeup, I'm going to spray my rose water to set everything, especially since it's powder. You don't want like a too powdery look. I mean, this doesn't give you a powdery look. I always like to just set it down anyway, just in case. So I give my face a good liberal spritz. So to save on time, I have already gone ahead and done my eyebrows and primed my eyelids. The first eyeshadow that I'm going to use is one of the Modern Minerals infused eyeshadows in the shade Maya, and it is a matte earth tone neutral base color, and I'm going to just use that in the crease with a bigger sized fluffy brush. And I have found that the infused eyeshadows do need to be built up quite a bit because they're not as pigmented as the other eyeshadows that Modern Minerals offers, but I don't mind that. I actually prefer my eyeshadows to be a bit more on the tame side, and I get to choose the intensity without having to blend for, you know, 80 minutes. I love the way these smell too, because they're the Lotus Way infused eyeshadows. There's 7 total of the Lotus Way infused eyeshadows. If you would like me to swatch and review those, if you would like me to swatch and review those over on Instagram, let me know, and I can do that since I do have all 7 shades. I am going to drag this into the outer third as well as in the crease. So now that I have that in the crease as sort of like a nice base, I'm going to take Rose Quartz, which is the color that's in this month's Beauty Heroes box, and I'm going to pat that all over the lid. And this just sort of helps intensify the color, because I found that if I use a brush with the shimmery shades, it does blend away quite a bit. So I'm just going to take a clean brush and just sort of clean up a little bit. I don't want to blend, I don't want to touch this shadow too much because it'll blend away. But I just want to make sure I clean up the edges. And you could obviously even wet these eyeshadows to make them a little bit more intense, but I didn't want like a super intense sparkly look. So then I'm going to take this last infused eyeshadow shade in the color Satin, which is a soft ivory that I'm going to use as a highlight color. So I'm just going to place that on my brow bone And this one again is very subtle. It's not a super intense highlight. So you can sort of see it there. And then in the inner corners, so and then I do also want to add some black to both my lash lines, and then I'm going to work on the under portion of my eye. I didn't want to do too much, but I did want to darken it up a little. Then I'm going to take Maya again underneath my lash line, just to sort of tie it all back together. So the only thing left is just mascara, and I'm just going to do my 100% pure Maracuja mascara in Blackberry, which is the purple shade, but really it just sort of looks black. It doesn't really look purple, but I like this mascara a lot. Zoom you in. So these are the finished eyes, just sort of like a light, like a pinky sort of smoky eye, I guess. I don't know. I'm really partial to black liner, so I tend to put it on like every look I wear. So now we're just going to finish up. We're going to do blush. I have the Modern Minerals blush in Love, which is sort of like a dark rosy color, but I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of the Tea Rose finishing powder to sort of lighten it up. Just a touch, because I don't want my cheeks to be too dark. And the Modern Minerals blushes are actually really, really pigmented, so a little goes a heck of a long way. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of that into my pan, and then I'm going to tap a little bit of the Tea Rose finishing powder in there as well. Sort of mix the two together. Oh my goodness. So there's blush, and then I'm going to use the fabulous new highlighter in Moonstone. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheekbones. Look at that. That is highlighty. I'm going to do a little bit above my eyebrow as well. And then a little bit here. A little bit here. And there is the new highlighter in action. A nice creamy potted vegan, a nice creamy beautiful potted vegan highlighter. I feel like that's sort of lacking, because I know some of the other ones that are out there, like the Kier Weiss and the RMS one, I believe both have beeswax. So I'm just going to take one of the gloss colors that are in the box this month. I'm going to use Citrine, and I'm just going to pop that on for a nice neutral peachy shimmery lip. And the citrine one is in their invigorating line, so it is one of their lip plumping tingly formulas. I don't know if you can see any lip plumping action yet, but there's the completed look featuring the products that were in this month's Beauty Heroes box: the citrine lip gloss, the highlighter, and then the rose quartz eyeshadow all over my lids. And then of course also featuring other Modern Minerals products from the line. I really love the Modern Minerals makeup line. I love everything that I've tried. I think all of the colors of their eyeshadows and their blush, and of course their lip glosses, are fantastic. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I do plan on incorporating a lot more Modern Minerals looks onto my channel, so you'll be seeing them quite frequently, probably at least once a month. If everything works out the way that I'm planning it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out Modern Minerals. They have a lot of really great products, and the colors of their eyeshadows are just stunning. Just wait until you see some of them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.